What's up, everybody? It's Conger Live, and I wanted to talk to you a little bit today in detail about the OOZE economy events. Now, I mentioned in my tips video about saving your resources to spend during an event. As you can see, I'm in first place right now because I just took Donnie to 250. And if we look at the rankings here, we can see I'm way ahead because I saved my resources. Now, the rewards aren't the most amazing in the top of these events, but anytime you can get these gems for free, like, it definitely makes it worth it. So every little bit counts, but even if you can get the 4 to 10, you can still get some purple bits just by saving your resources. Now, what I want to do is I want to show you my lair. I have my scrap collector and my OOZE refinery at 100. If you can help it, don't open your items in your inventory until you're at max. Now, I've done some math for these OOZE canisters, and each one gives a certain amount based on your OOZE refinery. Now, since I have a max, I'm going to go ahead and show you my huge. The 24-hour is 257 million. All right, I have 20 of those, 19 now. The medium, when you have a max OOZE refinery, is 85.8 million, and the small one, which is only 1 hour, is 10.7 million. So doing the math, all of these together that I have right now, it's about 5.7 billion OOZE. So I'm at 6.2 billion OOZE. You can see up here. So what I want to talk about is how much OOZE do you need to level up your characters? Like I said, I just took Donnie to 250. Now notice most of my heroes that I use in the 4-star range are at 250 or 225 or 200 because I used them at one point. The reason why Snow Mikey's at 205 is because I was spending that OOZE during an event, but I obviously didn't want to keep taking him up. I've been slowly leveling up Tempestra and Razar outside of the event. So when you need your 3 for a day, you pick a character that's low level. Notice most of my other tunes that I'm not using are all at level 1. Skarg's at 11 because I used him in the very first week when I didn't realize he was bugged, and I bought him like the very first day of the I played the game. But yeah, that's why he's also still at 2-star. So otherwise, everyone else is at a milestone mark. 200, 200, 175, 150, 150, 100. So I want to talk about that chart. So here's that chart. They call it a gate level, and I think this was created by Just Jake, down under Jake. So thank you for doing this, putting this together. And when we say gate level, this is what it takes to unlock the next skill. So at level 10, level 50, level 75, level 100, level 125, 150, 175, 200, 225, 250, gates 1 through 10. That's where you unlock skills. 275 and 300. He put these here because the 25 seems to be a good marking. Also, just how exponential and how much OOZE it takes to get past there. We're not going to talk too much about that. I will touch about it briefly. But if you're, say, early on and you're leveling your characters up a couple levels at a time because you're hitting those milestones, that's fine. Go ahead and do those events so that you can unlock more. But once you get to the point where your characters need to be at 150, 175, 200, wait for the events to level them up and take them up 25 levels instantly. Because you can see here, let's say your characters are all at 125-ish. To take a character to 150, you need 9.7 million, basically almost 10 million OOZE. 9.774583 million OOZE, right? This is total from level 1 on the right hand side here. So you need 9 million to go from 125 to 150. To go from 150 to 175, you need another 37 million. And to go from 175 to 200, you need 142 million. Okay? 200 is a great stopping point, especially if your character's only 3-star. That's as far as you're going to get them. But once you unlock them to 4 stars, do you want to take them to the next gate? 4 billion OOZE is a lot of OOZE. Look how much more that is, 4 billion as opposed to 142 million. Huge gap here. So 200, fairly easy to get to. This is where you got to start being selective. And from 225 to 250 is another 19.69, basically 19.7 billion OOZE. So I had just over 20 billion OOZE, at about 22. So I was like, okay, which character am I going to take? Because I have them all at 225. I decided Donnie is the character I wanted to take, so I took him to 250. Didn't really help me climb in Channel 6 much, so maybe thinking I could have taken someone else. Maybe I should have taken Toka. Maybe I should have taken Shredder. I don't have April at 4-star, which is why she's stuck at 200. Otherwise, I would take her to the next gate immediately. But this chart is really, really useful. It's in the tips and tricks channel on the official Discord, and I can link it in the description below. But this is also why you want to wait to spend your OOZE during the events, because if you're leveling up from 200 to 225, 4 billion OOZE is a lot of points. When I used 19 billion OOZE just now, I was able to get a bunch of points, putting me like 200 something million points, which is why I'm in first place right now. So really simple tip, guys. Save your OOZE for the events. Level up a character that you may want to use in the future, a few levels at a time, so that way you can spend all your OOZE during the events. Also, the OOZE level doesn't give you a big enough power boost to be spending, say you have a character at 210, and then as soon as you have enough, you take them to 211 or then 212. If it's not during an event, you're basically hurting yourself, because if you can't take them to that next gate till they get that next skill, that little bit of OOZE power is not going to make a big enough difference. Equipment's going to be better for you than that. So that's my little take on this. This chart's really useful. If you guys want to know what it costs to get past 250, we have this other chart here, which I think was also put together by Jake. So thank you, Jake. And it's just a screenshot, so this cell is highlighted. Wow. From 201 is exactly 69 million, 202 is 73 million, and you can see how it scales. So with each individual level, if you're curious how much it takes, and so this is also why, take them from 225, stop. And then when you got to take them to 250, stop. Right? Just hit those milestones. You're going to be more grateful in the long run, because when they get that skill, that's really what makes them more powerful, giving you that extra ability in combat. All right. Thanks for watching, everybody. Go ahead and ninja kick that like and that subscribe button so you can get more TMNT Mutant Madness content, and we'll see you in the next video.